Okay, hi, everybody. Let's start again. Welcome. This is Hoetmer, live in London, on the cold London, and every Tuesday evening that I will be on at 9 o'clock. And I welcome you because what is happening actually is that every Tuesday evening, 400, 350 to 400 people are coming on live. This is absolutely amazing. Today, I had a very funny situation. My friend was driving on the highway and his engine caught light. It was crazy. And well, obviously he couldn't get off on the side because they were doing roadworks, and the hard shoulder, as they call it in England. And what happened is he actually drove until his car started fuming. The sad thing is that he's actually burnt out his engine. But the good thing is, the reality of it is that he got out quickly with his work laptop, and obviously with his dog, the first thing, and walked in the dark, in the rain, got to the petrol station. It was actually very scary. He took me there this afternoon and just to show me what his journey was about, and it was quite traumatic. And it was like burying the car and buying a new car. So he bought a new Mini S, Cooper S today, and I'm glad that I could be of any advice. And it's his house and it's his fire, and it's just fire so very real actually. And I just want to say to you that fire has got good sides and it's got bad sides. It's got a good. There's a lot of good purposes to fire. I mean, this is warm and cozy. I think this is really food for thought. You know, things happen in our lives that makes us think. And the reality of it is some things are out of our control. Fire is a good thing if it's controlled. And we have a lot of situations in our life that causes us to do things that aren't right. Like anger. You know, anger is like a fire burning up inside of us that is so very real and so very powerful at that moment that it actually consumes us. And as we are burning up, what happens? It gets out of control. And the reason why it gets out of control is because we haven't learned to control it. It's like a fire. If it's out of control, it destroys. Just look at this, just how quickly that piece of paper would just be gone. Just like that. Whatever you have done or said, like fire, you can't bring it alive again. Once it has been burnt, it is destroyed. It kills. So when we do have situations where we're in that the fire inside of us, I don't know if any of you here could just say of anything that is inside of you that causes this fire inside of you to make you react, which you wouldn't have reacted otherwise. Things that you can't control. If you have that situation, please just text it in, okay? One of the things is anger. The other one is jealousy. I mean, you know this isn't right, but it still happens. You still have this, it's uncontrollable inside of you. Or what about frustration? Absolute frustration. I get that. Or impatience. I am so impatient. I mean, I was so impatient I couldn't even wait for 9 months for my baby to be born. It was terrible. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know how you feel. And if it's a private message, please message me. Because I'm going to tell you a story of something that's going to make you think about the fire in you. The destructive fire. Okay? And next week, at this time, I'll be flying. I'm on my way to Cape Town. And I want you to watch to the positive fire in you and how the fire can be actually life-giving. And then I'll be on the other side the week after, the Tuesday afterwards in Cape Town, and that will be no fire. That will be just sunny South Africa. So it's actually so nice that we can talk about something so real today because life happens. And when we get this fit of jealousy, or this fit of anger, or this fit of hate, or if there's anything else, what this is about is if you feed the fire, in other words, if you fuel the fire will spread. It's like even the elements of wind spreads the fire. Look at the Californian fires. Look at what destruction was there. It was total destruction. But the wind, which is an element that could be positive, fueled the fire. And it was even more destructive. If we don't curb the fire within us, the negative fire, it becomes destructive. In other words, if you have two dogs fighting within, okay? If you think of two dogs, the black dog and the white dog. I love dogs, and I'll always, or any animals, and I'm always comparing to animals. If you have two dogs fighting, which one would win, the black dog or the white dog? What you need to know, it's the one you feed. That is the dog that's going to win. In any situation, the dog you feed is the one that wins. Think about that. Which thought, which fire in you that is uncontrollable do you feed is going to win? So if you think about that, I have a terrible impatience. This is, as I said before, if I don't step back and breathe, this is how I deal with it. I take a step back and I breathe. And I count till 3. But breathing deeply, because I find when I'm in that fire, when I'm in that issue, when I'm in that situation, I can't think. I actually feel my own fire. So what I do is I count. And I breathe in deep 3 times and breathe out. And then I think, what is the opposite feeling to what I'm feeling right now? If I'm impatient, I breathe patience. If I'm jealous, I breathe contentment. Look, it really does take action. I mean, to feed the black dog, you've got to eat, right? You've got to feed that black dog if you're going to let it carry on being negative. But if you choose, now this is the secret, if you choose to stop it, you choose to do the right thing. And I choose always to do the right thing. But I hate, especially when it's, you know when we get our hormones as women, and well, especially you when you go through your menopause or so, you get difficult and you think, why? Why do I do this? It's about teaching yourself to stop fueling the fire, the negative fire. Curb that fire within you. You are actually going to experience the uncontrol and the destruction. And that destruction can actually bring death. Bring death in a relationship, bring death in yourself, bring death in your health, bring death into the situation. Because, once words have come out or actions have come out, you can't reverse it. That is the sad thing. Once a fire has taken over, you can't reverse it. It destroys. So even if I'm sitting around the fire right now and enjoying this fire, the warmth of the fire, it can be very, very destructive. If I put something too close, this tree here in front, or this plant here in front, it'll just burn and it must likely take off. So where's my worst fear? I've often thought when I had a thatched roof house, what would happen if this house took fire? What would I do? It's very real. It's very real when you've been in it. Okay, so when you're in that situation and you feel this fire of anxiety, when you feel that and you can't control it, take 3 deep breaths and think, what is the opposite? What is the opposite? Now we all know opposites. And if you can't think of that opposite at that moment, when you're out of that situation, keep in mind what the opposite is. So when you do get into that situation, you know what your opposite is. And that you can actually choose already to think in the opposite. Because while you're breathing, you will calm down. You can even count. Okay? And then you think, what would my action, what would my fire, what would my words, what would my reaction do right now? What destruction would it be? Would it be worth it? Is it worth it to light a match to your house and burn it up? Is it worth it to singe your eyebrows? Is it worth it to hurt somebody? No, none of us want to hurt somebody, but we do by this burning fire inside of us that makes us do things that we don't want to do. And you know what? We all do it. We all do it. And we all fight our inner things. Okay? So by breathing and thinking of the opposite, stepping back into that opposite and doing just the opposite. Moving away, if you can't, do the opposite. If you hate something and can't love, then just stand still. Don't do anything. Just keep on breathing. Don't react. Remember what I said to you about the storms. When you're in a storm, never make a decision. That also means that when you're in a storm of anger, or if you're in the storm of jealousy, or you're in the storm of impatience, or you're in the storm of frustration, or with your teenagers, you want to just slap them. You know, I mean, sometimes you're teenagers, and I had 8 of them at one time. You don't sometimes love them. Always, you can't slap them. Sometimes in Dutch you say you just want to slap them on the ear. You can't. You have to be calm, and you've got to allow that storm to settle. And if that fire inside of you is consuming you to be destructive, remember to breathe, to try and move in the opposite spirit, in the opposite temperament. If you can't do that, just count. If you can't do that, do nothing until the storm has subsided. That's when it'll change. And do you know that person on the other side that you have maybe, say, in jealousy, or if you've flipped with anger? My friend have said to me, the first thing he's got to remember with me is never react. And I value that. Because I'm hard. I'm hard sometimes, in the sense of I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and then I change this and I change that, or whatever the case is. It's not always easy. And he's learned not to react, which is a big thing. To me, I value that. We all learn from each other. And what I want you to leave with you tonight, and I always promise to make this very short, the longest is 20 minutes. I want to leave this thought with you. Every fire that is inside of you can be turned into a positive. Don't allow the black dog to win. Always feed the white dog. Do the right thing. We all know the right thing. And we all know we have inner demons, and we have inner issues, and we have inner problems. Don't allow that to win. And I want to encourage you to leave a comment. Please speak to me. Tell me, you know what? I'm doing this in faith. I'm throwing it out here in the dark, raw and real. I would love your feedback back. And I would like to know what you think. And you know, I've experienced such beautiful things with such lovely people. I had 17 orphans in India speaking to me, or waving at me, through this very video. And that is something that I'm going to speak to next week, live again at 9 o'clock, about the fire of passion, the fire of positivity, fire of drive, the fire of love, the fire of purpose, the positive fires. But today, this week, I want you to leave a comment of your negative fires. of the fires that you're battling with. And let's walk this walk together. I cannot do everything in 20 minutes or a quarter of an hour and share that all with you, but I just want to leave hope with you. We're all on a journey, and our fire in us doesn't have to be destructive. I want you to have a wonderful day. Remember, this is about me being raw and real for you to be super, super strong in every situation. Keep giving comments. I love you lots. And thank you for the response, everyone. And thank you, Mark. And thank you for coming and joining me. Share this video with everybody. And please, whatever it takes, just leave a comment. I will reply to you. Thank you so much. Bless you all. Bye.